There's no composition in these news that gives them credit.
Indeed, they are disproportionate. My letters say 107 galleys.
And mine 140.
And mine 200. And yet they all do confirm a Turkish fleet in bearing up to Cyprus.
Nay, it is possible to judgment.
What ho!
A messenger from the galleys.
What's the business?
The Turkish preparation makes for Rhodes.
How say you by this change?
This cannot be by no say of reason. 'Tis a pageant to keep us in false gaze. When we consider the importance of Cyprus to the Turk, we must let ourselves again but understand that as it more concerns the Turk than Rhodes. So may he with more facile question bear it, for it stands not in such warlike praise, but altogether lacks the abilities that Rhodes is dressed in. If we make thought of this, we must not think the Turk so unskillful to be the latest which concerns him first, neglecting an attempt of ease and gain to wake and wage a danger profitless.
Nay, in all confidence he's not for Rhodes.
Here's more news.
The Ottomans, reverend and gracious, steering with due course toward the Isle of Rhodes, have there enjointed them with an after fleet.
Aye, so I thought. How many as you guess?
Of 30 sail. And now they do restem their backward course, bearing with frank appearance their purposes toward Cyprus.
'Tis certain in for Cyprus.
Here comes Brabantio and the valiant Moor.
Valiant Othello, we must straight employ you against our general enemy Ottoman. I did not see you. Welcome, gentle senor. We lacked your counsel and your help tonight.
So did I yours. Could your grace pardon me?
Why, what's the matter?
My daughter.
Dead.
Aye, to me. She's abused, stolen from me and corrupted by spells and medicines bought of mountebanks.
Whoe'er he be in this foul proceeding that hath thus beguiled your daughter of herself and you of her, the bloody book of law you shall yourself read in the bitter letter after your own sins.
Humbly I thank your grace. Here is the man, this Moor.
What on your own part can you say to this?
Nothing, but this is so.
Most potent, grave, and reverend signors, my very noble and approved good masters, that I have taken away this old man's daughter, it is most true. True, I have married her. The very head and front of my offending hath this extent no more. Rude am I in my speech. Yet by your gracious patience, I will a round, unvarnished tale deliver of my whole course of love. What drugs, what charms, what conjuration, and what mighty magic for such proceeding I am charged withal. I won his daughter.
I therefore vouch again that with some mixtures powerful over the blood, or with some dram conjured to this effect, he wrought upon her.
To vouch this is no proof.
But Othello, speak. Did you by indirect and forced courses subdue and poison this young maid's affections? Coming by request in such fair question as soul to soul afforded.
I do beseech you, send for the lady to my domicile, and let her speak of me before her father.
Fetch Desdemona hither.
Ensign, conduct them. You best know the place. And till she come, as truly as to heaven I do confess the vices of my blood, so justly to your grave ears I'll present how I did thrive in this fair lady's love, and she in mine.
Speak, Othello.
Her father loved me, oft invited me, still questioned me the story of my life from year to year. The battles, sieges, fortunes that I have passed, I ran it through, even from my boyish days to the very moment that he bade me tell it, wherein I spake of most disastrous chances, of moving accidents by flood and field, of hairbreadth escapes in the imminent deadly breach, of being taken by the insolent foe, and sold to slavery, of my redemption thence, and portents in my travels history, wherein of Anta's vast and desert idle, rough quarries, rocks, and hills whose heads touch heaven. It was my hint to speak, such was the process, and of the cannibals that each other eat, the anthropophagi, and men whose heads do grow beneath their shoulders. This to hear would Desdemona seriously incline, devour up my discourse, which I observing took one suppliant hour, and found good means to draw from her a prayer of earnest heart, that I would all my pilgrimage dilate, whereof by parcel she had something heard, but not attentively. I did consent, and often did beguile her of her tears when I did speak of some distressful stroke that my youth suffered. My story being done, she gave me for my pains a world of sighs. She swore, in faith, 'twas strange, 'twas passing strange, 'twas pitiful, 'twas wondrous pitiful. And she wished she had not heard it. Yet she wished that heaven had made her such a man. She thanked me and bade me, if I had a friend that loved her, I should but teach him how to tell my story, and that would woo her. Upon this hint I spake. She loved me for the dangers I had passed, and I loved her that she did pity them. This only is the witchcraft I have used. Here comes the lady. Let her witness it.
I think this tale would win my daughter too.
I pray you hear her speak. If she confess she's half the wooer, destruction on my head if my bad blame light on the man. Come hither, gentle mistress. Where most you owe obedience.
My noble father, I do perceive here a divided duty. To you I am bound for life and education. My life and education both do learn me how to respect you. You are the lord of duty, and I am hitherto your daughter. But here is my husband, and so much duty as my mother showed to you, preferring you before her father. So much I challenge I may profess due to the Moor, my lord.
I had rather to adopt a child than get it. Come hither, Moor. I here do give thee with all my heart, that but which thou hast already with all my heart I would keep from thee.
Let me speak like yourself and lay a sentence, which, like a grise or a step, may help these lovers into your favor. The rob that smiles steals something from the thief. He robs himself that spins a bootless grief.
Then let the Turk of Cyprus us beguile. We lose it not so long as we can smile.
The Turk makes a most mighty preparation for Cyprus. Othello, the fortitude of the place is best known to you. You must therefore be content to smother the gloss of these new fortunes with this more stubborn and boisterous expedition.
The tyrant custom, most brave senators, hath made the flinty and steel couch of war my thrice-driven bed of down. I do agonize a natural and prompt alacrity I find in hardness, and do undertake these present wars against the Ottomites. Most humbly therefore bending to your state, I crave fit disposition for my wife.
What would you, Desdemona?
That I did love the more to live with him. My downright violence and storm of fortunes may trumpet to the world. My heart subdued even to the very quality of my lord. Let me go with him.
Let her have your voices. Vouch with me, heaven, I therefore beg it not to please the palate of my appetite, nor to comply with heat the young affects me defunct, and proper satisfaction, but to be free and bounteous to her mind. And heaven defend your good souls that you think I will your serious and great business scant, for she is with me. No, when light-winged toys of feathered Cupid seal with wanton dullness my speculative and officed instruments, that my disports corrupt and taint my business. Let housewives make a skillet of my helm, and all indign and base adversities make head against my estimation.
Be it as you shall privately determine. You must hence tonight.
Tonight, my lord.
This night.
With all my heart.
At 9 in the morning here we'll meet again.
So please your grace, my ensign. A man he is of honesty and trust. To his conveyance I assign my wife, with what else needful your good grace shall think to be sent after me.
Let it be so. Good night to everyone. And noble Signor, if virtue no delighted beauty lack, your son-in-law is far more fair than black.
Adieu, brave Moor. Use Desdemona well.
Look to her, Moor, if thou hast eyes to see. She has deceived her father, and made thee.
My life upon her faith. Honest Iago, my Desdemona must I leave.